Well, my amazing and hardworking husband is still hard at work on our kitchen floor, so I guess I'm going to do this video alone again, but he will join me eventually. I know he will. So, one of the things I want to talk about with marriage, and actually any relationship, is apologizing. And this is something that I think we as a society, there's this idea that if you apologize, that somehow you're weak. And I'm not sure where that came from, because if you've ever had to apologize to someone that you got in an argument with, or you did something wrong and made a mess of things, man, it takes a lot of courage. It is not an easy thing to do. Apologizing is a very great strength, and it's something that we need to do more often. I know I need to do more often. Well, since we're remodeling our kitchen and working on the floor, there's been some high stress lately, and we've done a lot of apologizing and a lot of forgiving, and my husband is amazing at that, and I'm so grateful for that. Nobody likes to be wrong. Nobody likes to admit that they maybe were in the wrong. And I'd like to suggest something too, that even if you're not wrong, it's still okay to apologize. Now you're like, wait, no. And I've gotten some flack about this, but when you're talking about a relationship that you care about, someone you are close to, and you want to value that and build that relationship, apologizing is absolutely essential. And even if you're not wrong, which I'm usually right when I argue with my husband, yeah, I'm usually the right one, I will still apologize if I can pull myself away and calm down and breathe for a little bit. Then I can go to him and say, I'm sorry. And I'm sincere, I mean this. I'm sorry, because usually there is something that I contributed to that argument or that fight that we had that I am sorry about. Maybe I said something that hurt his feelings, or maybe I created negativity more than I needed to. Maybe there was something, I mean, if nothing else, I'm sorry that we argued. I really am, because I care about my husband. I love him, and I value his relationship and his love, and I don't want to fight with him. And so I can apologize for that. And usually what happens is he will come back with, I'm sorry too. Or vice versa. Sometimes he'll be the one that comes to me and apologizes when sometimes he is right. And then I can say, it's all right, I'm sorry too. And that is such a great way to reconnect and to work through things. I've heard a lot of people say you shouldn't argue in front of your kids, and you shouldn't have fights and quarrels. Now, I never think you should go battle each other, like there should never be any kind of physical fighting. But I think it's okay to argue in front of your kids, especially if you can show your kids how you work through things. Make sure that they not only see the argument, but that they see you apologize, that they see you work through things and become stronger as a couple. That's how a family becomes unified. That's not a weakness. That's an absolute strength and an absolute necessity for any good relationship. So I want to just cover some things that maybe some bad ways to work through negativity with a spouse, or with, again, any relationship. So after you've had a fight, a really bad way to resolve it is to call your mom. And yeah, I'm mostly speaking to the women. Don't call your mom after you've had a fight, because then every time you get upset with your husband, you go to your mom. And then your mom starts building up this story of all the bad things that your husband is, and that's not great. Unless you're going to be just as quick to call her and tell her all the good things your husband does. Don't call your mom. Just talk to your husband first, okay? Work it out with him. And then if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, go. Because I know as women, we need to release, we need to vent, we need to talk about things, and men do too. But be really careful who you go talk to. Make sure you're not using your family members or close friends as dumpsters for your negativity, because that creates negative feelings in them as well. And nobody wants to be used as a dumpster anyway. Just don't do it. So Another bad way to release your negative energy would be to yell at your spouse or to criticize them or somehow condemn them and make them feel like they're weak. And maybe they are in the wrong, but pounding them into the ground is not going to be a good way to help them feel loved and valuable. If they're wrong, it's not your job to show them that and expose that and make them feel inferior and weak and idiotic. And don't do that. If you value their relationship and their love, treat them with respect and with kindness. Treat them as you would want to be treated yourself. Also, don't talk to your children about whatever argument, or, after you've had a fight, go tell them what a horrible father they have or mother they have or whatever. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be kind. Again, do what you would want your partner to do to you. It's the golden rule, right? Treat others the way you want to be treated. Don't accuse, don't belittle, don't criticize, don't do all those things. The last thing I want to cover is there seems to be this thing, I don't know if this is recent or what, but I'm hearing a lot of people that feel the need to express everything they feel that's negative. They just have this urgent desire to make sure you understand that they've been hurt, that they're angry, that they're upset. Now, I am all about understanding and recognizing and feeling emotions. We are human. We feel. We're going to feel bad things. We're going to feel negative. We're going to be hurt. We're going to be upset. We're going to be frustrated. We're going to feel all those negative emotions. But we don't have to make sure everybody knows exactly what we feel at every given moment of the day. I actually think that's not a good thing. In my mind, that's incredibly childish. Like, let's throw a tantrum for everybody around us just so they know how bad we're feeling. I think that's a really poor way to handle emotions. It's almost like we wear this badge of, I'm angry and I want everyone to know it, or I'm hurt and everybody needs to be hurt and understand that I am feeling hurt, and maybe you're the one that did this to me and you need to know that I'm hurting. No, there's a way, way better way to deal with this. And I'm maybe not going to talk about it right now, but on the next video. So find good, healthy ways to work through challenges and work through trying times. Everybody has them. If you think that you meet the perfect person, man of your dreams, woman of your dreams, and you go off and get married and everything's going to be happy ever after, it's not the way it is. Maybe in the movies, not in real life. When you get married is when your problems start. But you can work through them. You absolutely can. And as you do, your marriage becomes stronger. Your relationships become better. You become closer to people. You actually grow more in love as you work through the challenges. And that's what makes a strong marriage. I'll share some more things with you in the next video.